Hi, Instagram. Hey, you guys. It's been a while. I'm streaming on YouTube, Instagram, I'm on Twitter. Um, hey, Jamie. Hi there. Um, I am on Rumble. So I know I haven't chatted with you guys in a while live. Um, but I got some things I want to get off my chest about this Republican debate and just some things I think we should be talking about as conservatives. Hi, McGee. And just, as you can see, the title is The Problem with Vivek Ramaswamy. So I've been seeing all the clips about Vivek and, he's owned the Ronna McDaniel and just all of the things, all of the him owning the Republican Party and Ronna and all that stuff. So here's what I want to say. Um, Many of you guys know that I support DeSantis, still do. I can't see that changing. You can go ahead and call me whatever you want. It is what it is. But I have seen with the former president. I've seen with DeSantis. I've seen the work. I'm sticking with DeSantis. So you can say whatever you want to say. That's how I feel. I have my reasons, and leadership is the primary reason, and getting the job done. Here's the thing. We have been really we have been really captivated by media and celebrity and all of these things for many, many decades in America. And that happened with Trump. It came over to politics. It came over to the Republican Party with Donald Trump. Um, and we have continued that, where we seem to continue to want the the person who can give you the most zingers, and own the left the most, and all of this foolishness. It's funny. It's funny. When Trump was doing it, it was necessary. I think when Trump was doing it, I think he opened our eyes. I think he exposed a lot of things that were going on in both parties, and the what we call the establishment, the rhinos, whatever you want to call it. However, here's the here is the problem, and here is where we need to be wiser. As we can see, the zingers, the punchlines, the celebrity status, and all of that going viral, that was not good enough. And now it's time to make a decision. Are we going to continue to go down this road of of being enamored by the person who can give us the zingers, and and do all of those things, who know nothing about governing and nothing about policy? Are we going to we cannot, we are in a state of crisis. If you haven't noticed, we don't have time for that's cute. It's not time for cute. You have to be wise. Like, this is disturbing to me. We all know that Ronna's got problems. Okay, I've said this before. DeSantis has said this. We all know that we know the problems in the Republican Party. Who's going to be able to actually do something about them? Who's going to be able to actually do something about the policies that are tearing down our country? Okay, so Vivek has got he's got some zingers. He sounds like Obama. He can, he can speak well. Whatever. I am not impressed. I'm not. And you know what? I've been on the same stage with Vivek. I did a whole Fox News um thing with Vivek in person. I've met him several times and we worked together. Personally, I have no beef with him personally, but this is not about that. I am able to separate him as an individual and who I need to be my next president. And I'm going to need conservatives to, I'm not trying to tell you how to vote, but I think we need to do some critical thinking here. The things that we tell the left to do, we need to do for ourselves. We don't have time for the foolishness. And it's like I'm on Twitter and I see people, oh, Vivek and this and that, and you have these influencers or whatever who have all of these followers, and they're just, oh, Vivek owned this, and I don't know about y'all, but I am not here for it. Jamie says the Republican Party needs to figure it out. Absolutely. Vivek has zero record. It's easy to speak when the battle is easy. The Free Floridian says that is so true. It is so easy to speak when you ain't fighting nobody for real. It's so easy to speak when there's not a real, ain't nothing really popping. Because all this right now is talk. All of this is talk. All of it is talk. I just don't. I'm not here for it. And see on YouTube here, Nomo says, for selfish reasons, I would like my retirement account to get back to where it was. Had it not been for the economy under Trump, I would not have been able to retire when I did. Listen, I understand that, but Trump is not the only financial. He's not the only person who's able to create good financial governance, good policy to create those same types of to create that same type of economy. Most times, just Republican, the way our worldview is, you're going to have those same many of those same types of results because of how we institute policy as far as financial things are concerned. We have other problems, though, when it comes to where our country is. That's what I'm trying to say, because we're not about to have a country. We're not about to have a country. And as quiet as it's kept, if you look at the numbers, Trump cannot be reelected. So we can want Trump as Republicans, we can want him all day long, but he brings out people to vote against him. He doesn't bring in more voters, and Republicans, because we have allowed the institutions to just run amok, people do not see our party as, we don't have control over many things. So can you imagine Trump is the GOP primary? Just go with me here. He wins the primary, right? The headlines the next day are going to be Donald Trump is the Republican presidential primary winner amongst allegations of discharge and that charge, and they're going to run that on loop until November. Do we not understand that is not going to have some effect on voters? This is why they're going after Trump now. It is part of the reason. Blessed Jesus. It's already scripted. Trump is winning. Okay. Show me the numbers, Mr. Corey. Show me the numbers where Trump can. Show me where he's going to get these votes. Because after 2016, we ain't won nothing since. We have a tiny, slim majority in Congress right now, mainly because people can't stand Donald Trump. And all of you who will say, but the people that he supported won. Nope. Go and look at incumbents versus those who were coming into, who were going to be newly elected. Big difference. Incumbents are hard to beat, which is another reason why we have to be careful about who we are voting for in the presidential primary, because Joe Biden, like him or not, he is still an incumbent. If you don't like the way your system is set up and how people are starting to vote and all of these things, then that's why you need to be involved in your school systems, in educating your own children, because many of these things is because of the lack of education that Americans have about policy, history, all of these things, all of this communism, Marxism that has entered into America, that has basically taken over America. These things are affecting the way people think. That's why we're so enamored with the person who can own the left. It means nothing. That's all it takes for somebody. Oh, all I got to do is go up there and say a couple words. I can be a completely empty. I don't have to have substance. We are totally ignoring the guy. As far as the Republican conservative media is concerned, as far as the influence are concerned, they are ignoring the guy that has actually given you results after results after results. That is Governor Ron DeSantis. It is mind-boggling to me. We have shown you how Trump gave Fauci an award. We have shown you how he funded the mail-in ballots through the CARES Act. We have shown you how he is part of the huge reason why the debt is where it's at. We have shown you over and over and over again how he fumbled the ball. Yes, I still think that there was great policy that was able to be done. Yes, I still think that there was, for the most part, the exposing that Trump was able to do. But what about the wall is not built? Trump wanted, this is why, do we even know as Republicans why that bill didn't even pass? Or were we too busy watching him on the left? And he was, his zingers that he gave to the Republican Party. Do you know why the wall wasn't built? The bill never passed? Because he wanted to give millions of illegal aliens amnesty. And the principal conservative said, no. That's why we don't have a wall. But guess what? There are ways to get this legislation done, but you have to know what you're doing. There is a candidate. It's right there. It's shining bright for you. He's already proven himself. Governors make the best, governors and executives do make the best presidents. If you look at the history, he checks all the boxes. But our minds are just clouded, and we are just so enamored with the person who can sound like Obama, have the best zingers. Oh, he can own Ronna McDaniel. That is not a surprise that people are unhappy with Ronna McDaniel. Whoop-de-dang do. Oh, he said it on national TV. Whoop-de-doo. Is he going to get her out of, is she not going to be the chair because of Ramaswamy? I'll wait. Is she not going to be the chair anymore? Stimulated student says, I don't really know if who the nominee is matters because the case of election fraud was never settled. If Biden beat Trump legitimately, then nothing is going to turn enough voters. I don't agree with that. I do think we have a problem nationally with election integrity. However, I think we can, I certainly still think that we can win. Absolutely. The Dems stopped him from finishing the wall. Please do your research. Okay. If you look at it like that, so Sandy Talent says the Dems stopped him from finishing the wall. Because how did the Democrats, let me ask that question, Sandy. How did the Democrats stop him? Because I have done my research. I worked for Trump. Okay. How did the Democrats stop him? Please expand, because I'm curious. Doc Aftershock says, as opposed to Biden and the regime allowing as many people to help stay until he is out, we need to stop paying other countries and fix America. I agree with that. Jamie says, Reagan was a good governor, so maybe DeSantis can be it. There are people who have ran governments before tend to be better presidents, like senators and congressmen. They don't tend to be as good as presidents as heads of state because they understand you. There are just things that you are going to understand when you run a state, or you happen to have been an executive of some kind. Nobody, Mr. Corey says, somebody outside of Florida cares about DeSantis. I don't think that's true. Okay, here's another thing. We have to understand how campaigning, that's why you campaign. Of course, there are a lot of people outside that don't know DeSantis like we know him in Florida. That's why you campaign, Mr. Corey. That's what campaigning is all about. There are a lot of Trump hasn't even bothered. He don't feel like he even has to. We got questions for Donald Trump. He has some stuff he needs to answer. Okay. We got questions. He needs to get his behind up on a debate stage. We have questions as the American people. I don't know what he think this is, this is still the United States of America. And we pick who is the president, and we have questions. I am just so irritated about this whole, what we are becoming. We're becoming no better than the left when all we need is a couple of words. Just 2 seconds ago, Vivek was talking about how the vaccine was so great and how, people needed to wear their mask and all of this stuff. He wrote a couple books about being woke, and now he's about child police. Trump still pushes the jab, Mr. Corey. Trump definitely needs to answer about pushing the jab. He still pushes it. He makes no apologies about it. And I believe he was given $1 million. I could be wrong, by Pfizer. I could be wrong. Idris Singleton says Trump was a CEO. That's an executive position. I agree. I don't think that Trump was a terrible president. I'm not saying that Trump was a terrible president, but can he win? It doesn't matter how great and wonderful. Can he win? That's all that matters. We can like who we like. Who's gonna be able to win? Because if he does win that primary, the headlines will be the indictments, the indictments, the indictments. Guaranteed. That is going. Vivek is the GOAT, though. You don't have to agree with everything he says Quinn Jervis. Okay, how is he the GOAT? How is he the GOAT? How is Vivek the GOAT? The GOAT of what? The GOAT of what? I will wait. What is Vivek the GOAT of? Owning the left? Owning Ronna McDaniel? Police. Well, then my follow-up stimulation says, well, then my follow-up question was the 2020 general election legitimate? And if it wasn't, was it corrupt enough to give the loser the victory? Stimulation says, I'm not advocating for not voting. I'm sorry, but it's our elections are honest. We need to fix and move from the bottom up, and it is possible. If it is possible. Yeah, see who it is. I think that's your sister. Hey, how you doing? Tell me to drop a wig off here. Oh, yes, you can just leave it. Yes. Thank you. You're welcome. You too. Sorry, you guys. My daughter does hair. And oh my goodness. Yes, I do think that election integrity is an issue. I don't think it's an issue that's not able to be overcome, because there have been Republicans that have been elected since then. Are Republicans going to have to be smart and do the ballot harvesting where we can? Yes, we are. And unless and until you change that, that's what you're going to have to do. Idris Singleton says the jab was about freedom of choice. He also told everyone about ivermectin and HCQ. He did. But it's very funny that all of a sudden, once the vaccine came out, we ain't heard nothing from Trump about ivermectin and HCQ. It's all the vaccine, despite questionable health problems. Despite all of this, new evidence that is coming out, I don't hear nothing. John says, just got here. Did I miss Vivek's problem? Yes, his problem is that he has no substance. That's the problem. He's just running his mouth. Somebody on Instagram says that he's the GOAT. How, Sway? How is he the GOAT? I really want to know. Pennsylvania should have elected Kathy Barnett. I totally agree. Who was one of the people that was campaigning against Kathy Barnett? Donald Trump. Sean, him, Richard Grinnell, what's his name from Fox News? Who was leading the charge? Donald Trump against Kathy Burnett. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that I'm still not even saying that Trump was a bad president. I don't think he was. I don't think he was. Was there some problems? Absolutely. That's why he needs to get on a debate stage, because we have questions. Have questions. Bible a day. Hey, Keisha, I caught one of your lives for the first time. Huh? I haven't been doing them as much, Bible a day. So, but thank you for tuning in. Republicans need to get some ideas from the Dems, Jamie. Yeah, yeah, they need to get some backbone. How about that? As much as we like to clown the Dems and do all of that kind of stuff, what they do, the Dems have guts. They have cojones. Okay, they do. They will stand 10 toes down and say, "Yep, we showing inappropriate materials to your kid. Who gonna check me?" And dare you to check them. Yeah, we gonna tear down the country. I dare you to check me. And what do the Republicans? I don't want to be called a racist. Please don't go. Doesn't matter. They're gonna call you a racist. You could adopt, your wife and husband can be black. They will call you a racist. They know exactly what buttons to push to get Republicans running under a doggone corner. He didn't necessarily campaign against her. He just doubted she could win because of her past. Mr. Corey, he campaigned against her. It was a concerted effort to campaign against her. And what did we get? Dr. freaking Oz. Child, please. Trump will show everyone that our elections are predetermined and are a lie to American people with the. Okay. All right. Well, how did all these other Republicans win? Because we ain't had a problem in Florida. We won in 2020. We won in 2022. Just saying. John says you could be Jesus and they still call you some hateful name. They already do. They already come at Christians. They already do. I'm just, I'm just so irritated about this whole Vivek thing. Let me play for you guys what he said, that it has everybody just so ooh and ah. Let me show you. So you'll be able to hear it on Instagram.
Tonight, a critical test in the
another chance.
Keep restraining yourself. It would be helpful so we can hear the candidates, because these are important issues and the voters want and need to hear them. Mr. Ramaswamy, let me turn to you. Please make your case. Why should you be the nominee and not the former president?
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer to the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. You think the Democrats, we've got Kristen Welker here, do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about.
Yeah. So that's what everybody is oohing and ahhing about. And he just wrecked the whole show because he called out Ronna. And I don't trust him either, as far not for president, Jamie. That's what everyone is doing and eyeing about. Let me play you guys something else that I found, because everybody's like, he's so well spoken. He is. Let me tell you guys. Like I said, I did a Fox. What is their streaming channel? What is it called? Fox News. Fox Nation. I did a Fox Nation event where Vivek was hosting. It was live. We were, on the same stage together. Impressed. Like, the dude he's good. Like, right off the top of the head, flowing, very well spoken, very articulate, very well done. I was impressed. We were talking about how well spoken he was after, Pete Hegseth and we were all talking about how great he was. He was great. But guess what? Obama was a great speaker too. And Jamie just said that. The enemy, the devil, can speak well too. And I'm not calling Vivek the devil. I'm just saying, don't be deceived. That's how people get deceived, because it's in your ears. That is where it comes from. It comes to your ears, and that's how it is able to influence you. That's why you're supposed to test the spirit. That's what the Bible says. You're supposed to try the spirit by what? The Spirit, by the Spirit of God. Which, if we want to talk about that, let's not even talk about the Spirit of God, because I don't know what God he is worshiping. That's not what this is about tonight, but I'm just saying, try the Spirit by the Spirit. But listen to this comparison of Vivek and one of a former president.
An idea.
These are fundamentally American ideals.
Imagine they were driving a car and they drove it into the ditch.
If somebody has repeatedly crashed your car,
You can't have the keys back.
do you want to turn over the keys to the same people who crashed it?
He said Russia in the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back.
I have a newsflash. The USSR does not exist anymore.
The Cold War's been over for 20 years.
It fell back in 1990.
A skinny guy with a funny name.
Who the heck is this skinny guy with a funny last name?
But they sense deep in their bones.
I believe deep in my bones.
E pluribus unum. Out of many, one. We are one people.
I have a dream that we can be one.
Democratic or Republican idea.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's so great and wonderful. Oh, I just love him. Go for that. You own that. You do that. You go, boy. Ugh. This is ridiculous. If Republicans fall for this, I don't know. Sometimes, in order for God to show you what the problem is, sometimes you have to lose. I really hope that, I don't want to go down that road, because America is not ready for that type of losing. Where we are right now, this ain't 1995. This is 2023, and we are being invaded. The foreign policy is we barely have a country. We barely have a country at this point. And Americans are not about that life. They are not about the kind of life of a tyrannical communist takeover, which is already happening. Y'all ain't about that life. I'm not about that life. I don't want that. I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for my children. I don't want that for my block. I don't want that for my country. Okay? Are y'all really ready to be standing at the door with guns ready to defend? Huh? You ready for that? Y'all not ready for that. Y'all, no American. The only people that might be ready are those backwoods, got ammo up the wazoo, who been waiting. Just like most Americans don't even not, I won't say most, but though a lot of people who have guns, they don't train how to use them. Y'all are not ready for the knock on the door for people to say, all right, get down, give me everything you got, and it be sanctioned by your own government. Your own government told parents that you were domestic terrorists because you were standing up for your kids. The American government told you that. The American government under Trump told you that you could not go to work to provide for your family. The American government told men that they could not go to work to provide for their family. We about that life. And you know what? And you know what they did? Okay, here you go. Oh, put the mask on. Oh, shoot. Put it in there, boss. Shoot me up. Jab me up. We're not going to tell you what's in it. And Americans went right on along with it. The majority of the world. Because why? Who were they looking at? America. The rest of the world was looking to see what America was going to do, because the legacy of respect that we have, not respect that we have today, but the legacy of respect that we have around the world. They watched what America was going to do and they followed suit. Yes, KG Hall, just like robots. Jab me up, mask me up, mask my kids up, jab my kids up. Your husband, the men in your country told that they weren't important enough to provide for their families. They said you could not work. Can't work. And what? Bible a day says Bible a day keeps the devil away. Says exactly, Keisha. People really don't understand. John says focus groups, not polling groups. Let's see. Don't vote against. John says don't vote against your own best interest tomorrow for a taste of candy today. That's right. Beware when smart people speak in a confusing, unclear manner. That sounds like the Bible to me. I'm just saying. It's just it is just time for us to get serious. Conservatives, we have a better shot. The liberals right now, most of them are not, they gone. Like most of them are gone. They are in the cult. They are in the cult. Most of them, you can't really, conservatives have a better chance because the majority of us are still critically thinking people. We have just been bamboozled and the wool has been pulled over our eyes with this fascination with, people speaking well and saying the right things and owning the left. Like that's all it takes. That is not enough. Do you guys really believe that Vivek Ramaswamy can get in there and get this country back on track with policy? Who actually believes that? Who actually believes that Vivek is going to know how to become president? Y'all are really ready to put Vivek Ramaswamy as the leader of your military? Y'all are really ready to put Vivek as the leader of the United States military? Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready to put Vivek if you're ready for Vivek to run your military. Y'all put a 1 in the YouTube chat and make sure you please like this, please like and share this out so other people will join. But please let me know. Put a 2 in the chat if you're ready. If you don't think that Vivek can run policy, let alone the military. Put a 2 if you do not think that he can. Thank you, 4B. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. Well, tell your friends that we need to get behind a man, Ron DeSantis, who is the one that has actually proven how to do this stuff. I don't even understand what the problem is. I'm sorry. Like, I don't have an allegiance to Trump like that. I have an allegiance to my God, my family, and my country. I don't have no allegiance to Trump like that, where I'm like, I would rather sacrifice because of the personality of Trump for the betterment of the country. Trump cannot win. He can't. So y'all need to, those of us who can see what is coming, our time, that's funny. Florida Freeman says Vivek is running towards something and not just complaining about the left. Okay, what is he running towards? Florida Freeman, what? What is he running? I'm talking about somebody who has a proven record, who knows how to do policy, who knows and understands the assignment of today. DeSantis is going after the things that are the assignment of today. He's going after saying that China cannot purchase land in Florida. He's saying that we had already shored up our election integrity, but we went even further and further shored up our election integrity. We the critical race theory, the gender ideology, we've handled that as Floridians. The border crisis, we are getting them up out of here. Okay, the rioting and the stuff that went BLM, he wasn't just tweeting. He actually said, if you come up and through here and you're rioting, we carry in Florida. He let people know you will be prosecuted. You will. We're not doing this. No, you're not going to be prosecuted and you can just run free. And no. And guess what? We didn't have no problems in Florida with riots. Okay, it wasn't just tweets. Law and order tweets. No, he actually did the job. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you want somebody who's just going to run their mouth when you actually have a viable candidate? I don't even understand what we're talking about. Anyway, my phone's about to die. And I just wanted to come on and just get this off of my chest, because I don't know what is happening with the Republican Party. Just being so enamored with words and no deed, running your mouth and ain't about no action. I can't. I just, it's wrecking my nerves. Stimulated student says, I'm going to be honest, I want a Christian in office, a real Christian preferably, but I'll settle for a backsliding one. Okay. John says revival is survival at this point. It is. And that's DeSantis's, that's his one of his slogans. We need we need to reverse the decline. I'm sorry, that's what it is. Reverse the decline. Not manage the decline. Reverse it. Ms. Jamie says, Lord, help us. I think the GOP is going to have a civil war soon. Y'all saw them almost fight. It's about to get ugly. I did see that, gentlemen. I got to go. I saw clips of it, but I didn't see the whole thing. Okay. Tom Dahl says, Trump wins all the polls. No matter how much dirt comes out on him, he still grows big in the polls. Ron is the best, but it's impossible for him to win. No personality, and he's been painted a racist. Every Republican is painted a racist. If you believe the troll, the polls are the trolls, okay? If you believe, I've worked a campaign. It is very hard to get people to answer honestly on polls. The polls that you see are not national, are typically national polls where they don't really count right now. We're looking at Iowa. Why? Because that is the first caucus. Regardless of what you want to think about it, if it's outdated, antiquated, whatever you want to think, that's where the focus is. Unless you're polling in Iowa, I don't care. Because most of the polls that are coming out that shows Trump way up. If you remember, in November of 2022, Trump and DeSantis were neck and neck. So how all of a sudden did Trump go way up in the polls? It's just, the polls is just, why aren't y'all Trump polling loving people? Why aren't y'all questioning why why Trump hated the polls like 2 seconds ago? 2 seconds ago when he was losing in the polls, you can't trust them, and they're unreliable, which they are unreliable. We haven't been able to trust polls since 2016. Since before then. I mean, they're not reliable. Every Republican system is accused of being a racist, all because of the mythical party switch. That's right, Minuteman Boricua. That's right. Yeah. Polls are paid for. Yep. The Republican debate is a complete disaster. Trump is the only hope for conservatives, not DeSantis. Come on out. Okay. Well, what has Trump won since 2016 if he's the only hope? I'll wait. Thank you. Tom Dawes, I'm on your side. I love Ron, but you can paint him as a racist and he grows, but Ron doesn't. I don't even think I don't think that is a viable. I don't think that is winning as much as it used to be. Like, Republicans just need to stop worrying about people calling them a racist. DeSantis doesn't care about people calling him a racist. He's full steam ahead. He can give a flip. He don't care. He understands the assignment. Calling him a racist, I don't even really see. I mean, I see it some, like when the social stuff comes out, but most people do not want. He won in Florida. We have a lot of Black people in Florida. He won in Florida by the biggest margin ever. He won in districts that have been Republican for decades. He won a landslide victory. Florida is an extremely diverse place. Extremely. And he won in landslide. He won independence. He won women. He won Blacks. He won areas that was not expecting for him to win. In 2018, when he ran, 100,000 Black moms voted for him because of school choice, and he over-delivered for us. Y'all, I don't know what to tell you. Keep on thinking that, people can talk and it's going to, all they have to do is run their mouth and they don't have to put no action behind it. If that's all it's going to do to satisfy you, I'll see you in the gulag. That's all I can tell you. Because it is real. And it's time for it's not time for games. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Make sure you like the video, share it out, tell your friends. It's not time for games. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. I will try to get back to doing lives again. This is actually fun. I actually love interacting. I know I get really passionate. I'm not really upset. I just get really passionate about these types of things. You should too. You should be passionate. It's your country. It's your children's future. And it's our lives that will be affected. So thank you. Thank you for watching us. Stimulated students, keep fighting the good fight. I sure will. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.